Mic check, 1, 2. I think we got it. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about 15-day average. Over the course of last year doing DAT videos, I've had a lot of people say that, that's useless, it's pointless. But let me just go ahead and say, it's kept me in business. A lot of people that I've talked to along the way that basically didn't follow the same guidelines I do. Not that I do it right, but a lot of those guys are they're no longer in the industry. I can't find my words today. But what is... Oh, I just noticed that. I'm upstairs in the spare bedroom / office, and the wife has a boutique, and I'm not going to move the camera, but there's lots of clothes over here. Look, this little thing right here. Should probably... I don't know if I can get this on, but I'll try. I'll probably come in here and kick my ass. Kind of feels like a robe. I need me some big chains. Feel like a pimp. Anyway, let me get this off before I stretch it out. Anyways, guys, I've stayed profitable by using the 15-day average. And I'm going to let you guys into something else that I've been looking at for a while now as well. I tend not to talk about it because it kind of pisses me off. If you know the broker to carry your spread on what the brokers keep on your average loads, it's just about enough to make you want to punch somebody in the face. But anyways, I'm going to talk first before I get into that how the 15-day average is figured up, how DAT comes along with it, and what it is. On the carrier side, we see it as 15-day average. On the broker side, they see it as rate view. When you mention you're talking about the 15-day average, they're hearing rate view. So maybe even when you're talking to a broker now, just tell them, say, I'm looking at the rate view, and then you're speaking their lingo, what they use. But the way that number is comprised is they have what they call a rate share, where all the brokers, they basically upload all their data, all the loads across the nation into a database. And in that database, it comes up with all the lanes and all the averages just about anywhere we want to go. I don't know, hundreds, possibly thousands of brokers participate with this, but at the end of the day and end of the week, we're talking about thousands of loads that is going into this database, which gives a low end, a high end, and we find the 15-day average on all these loads. Got buzz on me. Say, for example, Atlanta to Dallas. I'm not sure how many loads move from Atlanta to Dallas on a daily basis, or weekly basis, monthly or yearly, but I'm pretty sure it's thousands. Now, if you could have access to every one of those rate confirmations out of every single one of them, you're going to see an average. You're going to see a low end, a high end, and an average. That's how they come up with the 15-day average. It's just not a fiction. What is it, fiction or nonfiction? I think nonfiction. Let's say it's not a false word or number thrown at the board. No, they have a lot of data that backs up that information, which I'm going to look into Lane Honey here, and we're going to back it up with them as well, and no affiliation to DAT. But anyways, guys, I see you at the end. Let's dig in. All right, guys, what I'm going to show you guys is Lane Honey. You see right up here, lanehoney.com. lanehoney.com/dash. I don't know what that means. Just go to Lane Honey. And I haven't really talked about this because I don't know how legit it is. You know what I mean? But it's pretty cool just to look at different rates and lanes. And I've already typed in Atlanta, Georgia to Chicago market. And up here, let's go to the DAT for van. And we're going to check out the lane rate averages. DAT says lane rate average is $902 or $1.26 a mile. The low end is $816, high end $938. So let's check out what Lane Honey says this lane is, and just, I don't know, it's kind of curious. I hadn't looked at this lane in a while. Hurry up, Slowpoke. Okay, practical mile 729. Okay, well, they're right there. Look at that, neck and neck. 902. They're at 904. But here's what shippers are paying right here. That's the difference between shipping rate versus carrier rate. Now, this is where it shows the brokers are really getting it over on us. And this is why I've used this Lane Honey negotiating before. Ship and pay. This right here means that's what the customer is paying a broker, and this spread is ridiculous. That's saying the broker's keeping 56% of the lane. That shows that brokers are the ones that's nipping us in the bud. You know what I mean? Now I'm pretty cool with 15, hell even 20%, but 56%, that's just ridiculous. That is ridiculous. So we as carriers, we got to step our game up from this. We got to drop that because it's just ridiculous. You know, a shipper or a broker. I like brokers. Don't get me wrong. There's some good ones and there's some bad ones. The ones that's trying to keep 50% of the load is the bad ones. Because you think about this, one load pays $2,048. Me as a one truck guy can book one load for $904. I can only run one load at a time. I can only, if I get that load, if I could pick it up this morning, it's probably going to deliver tomorrow or the next morning after. So I could be tied up on this $904 for 2 days. Whereas the broker could have a contract with this company, this shipper, where they might move 10 a day. And if they're moving 10 a day, that means they're making over $900, $9,000 a day versus me, the one truck carrier, just like most of you guys. We're making that one truck, one load at a time, whereas they can move however many they can book and ship. So 56% spread, that's disheartening, man. That's really disheartening. Really, really, really bad. Now let's do the complete opposite. Let's check out Chicago and come back to Atlanta and see what the market is. And we'll do the complete opposite over here on DAT. I misspelled that. And let's get this information first. 1604 or 224 a mile. Let's check out Lane Honey. And it's wow. Now imagine if you could go up for 1,500 and come back for 2,500. That would make more sense than what we're getting here. That's just ridiculous. 48% spread. That shouldn't be no more than 20%. Like I said, you know, a broker. When I was at DatCon, I spoke with quite a few brokers, and I was talking with one girl. She was kind of griping about she can't get trucks, she can't this, she can't that. And I was telling her about Lane Honey. I said, what are you getting for your shipper rate? I said, you know, up your shipping rate, and so you can pay top dollar for a carrier. And I said, we as carriers, all we want is this, top pay. You give top pay, you ain't even got to advertise. Word of mouth gets around. If I'm getting a good rate, my friends are getting a good rate, their friends are getting a good rate. I said, you will have no shortage of trucks, but you've got to get good shipping rate so you can offer good carrier rate for us to move your product. But this right here, $3.78 a mile, the shipper or the customer is paying, and we're only seeing $1.98 on the average. I mean, excuse my language, but it's bullshit. Bullshit. Top suppliers out of Chicago, 100-mile radius seems to be Snyder, Sherway, and Coyote. Now look at this. Apparently you can call and get a dispatch load out of, and they're even offering $1.72 when they know you see this right here. $1.98 is the average. Why would you take it for $1.72? This is the main reason I don't mess with a lot of this stuff right here, because it just tears my nerves up. It pisses me off. Let's check out. Let's go from Atlanta. Let's go. I'm at Chattanooga. And let's go to Dallas. I like that lane. Don't pay worth a flip, but I like it. Let's see what kind of money's really on that lane. Now shipper pays at $2.67, carriers earning $1.85, $14.63. I mean, that's good luck on booking that $14.63. You can, day of, but if you book it a day or two out, it's not that great. But look at the broker spread on this one. Average percent of shippers rate brokers have received for this route in the past day drive-in. Wow. So that tells you when the broker says, man, I've got 1,600 in it, chances are he's got 2,100 in it. Lane Honey for the win. Let's check out. Let's see what that long rate is. Can't talk. And who's calling me from Dahlonega? Sheesh. 21.33 for practical miles. Shipper paid 47.57 or almost 2.25. Carrier earned. That's about right. Oh, I used to run this all the time, and I always went out for 3,500, but I'd come back for about 45 to 55. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it there. Lanehoney.com. Get on there, search around, and see what the shippers are actually paying for these rates. Like if you're looking at this load here and the shipper says, well, all I can go was $3,100. No, he's got about 4,700 in it. Just understand that. Look at this spread. That spread should not be over 20%. Matter of fact, 15%. But I'm cool with 20%. Because if you got that load, it's 4,700. Let me get my calculator going. 47.57 times 0.20. That's 951. 37.57 minus 951. You'd get that load for $3,800. Now here's what's crazy is if that broker has 10 of those loads and he brought it at 20% spread and he books 10 of those in a day, he just made $9,510 in 1 day's work. Whereas we, the carrier, we're going to be tied on that load for about 4 days. So let that sink in for a little bit. Anyways, guys, lanehoney.com. Up your game. Let's raise the rates. See you. Bye. Wow. That right there just changes everything, guys. And just like I said in there, we've got to step up our game to get these rates up. We know the brokers. The broker's doing their job right. There's a lot of money left on the table. Now, if an undercutting broker goes to the bid to the shippers and all the shippers say bidding $2,500 on a particular load, and everybody's going around 2,500, and the little snake comes in and says, I can do it for 19. Guess what? That broker has no money on the load to offer us as a carrier. So we need to find out which ones those are, don't do business with them. And the aftermath of that is we stick to the brokers that pay good. We get the rates up. It's a win-win. But anyways, guys, if you're still hanging around, you rock. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. I put videos out on the regular, all things trucking.